So lecture is a dated instruction. The meaning of the lectures are well and the presenter, the one who gives the lecture is not the lecturer, and the one who listens, they are the passive audience. That means their knowledge is to a limited extent, whereas the knowledge of the presenter is at a higher level. This is a general definition of lecture. In yogic terminology, the person who gives the lecture is well aware of all the asanas and pranayama and this one, and that is able to deliver it to the students. Okay. Yeah. So more or less passive audience in an organized sector or presentation of subject matter of often augmented by visual aids. Nowadays, you have seen in the junior classes and all, in the junior KG classes and all, audio presentation is much more effective than the what is written on the blackboard. Why? Because the pictures which are resembled there in the audio will remain in the mind of the students. So that audio presentation is also acceptable. PPT presentation, अभी हम जो presentation करते हैं, any picture which is there will remain more stagnant than the words which are there. समझे ना? पहले you got the point. The pictures will resemble much more. Asanas ka picture will remain much efficient in your mind than the words which are there. If I aisa karo, this is the way it should go, slowly release the hand. But if I show you the posture, final posture, yes, this is the posture it has to attend in the final posture. What is the process? The process to go slow, steady, like that. Okay. Demonstration, which you teach, show the and teacher should show and illustrates. Demonstration in the practical and lecture is on the theoretical part. Now, lecture may say for me taken a Bhujangasana. If I say Bhujangasana, I simultaneously I give the demonstrator before me. So, hold your keep your hands, lie down, relax first, lie down, and slowly take your hand toward the chest, fingers pointing upwards, thumb pointing toward the nipple. Slowly release your head, raise your head, inhale and raise your head without giving force to the hand. Without giving force to the hand, with the help of the shoulders, raise your head. Slowly feel comfortable. Now, if I say like that and there is no demonstrator, the receptor of the mind will not receive it much better. But if the demonstrator is before you and I move my words accordingly to the movement of the asana, that will remain fixed in your mind. Once that sadhak reaches the final stage and he has reached that, now close the eyes, do the normal breathing. That is the final posture. When that is final posture, that is that demonstrator before you, that receives the mind receives it and stores it. This is the way a student how he accepts it, how he accepts the asana, how he accepts the subject matter of the and how he registers it. That is important. But if I show it just by wording like this, it will not have much impact on the mind. You may not catch it. Then you may have to recollect when you are doing alone. You have to recollect how it has to be done. Kaisa bola tha, what were the words said. Whereas if it's in the picture, that's why audio presentation are much more effective than this one. Okay. Now, what are the lesson plan? Every day, the teacher has to plan the lesson. What lessons he is going to take. Suppose one day, starting on the day in a Monday, new students have come. So, what are the new students they should take? We cannot go to asana. We cannot go to pranayama. We have to go step by step. Presuming some students are having health issues. Some students are normal between 20s and 30s, like you people. Okay, 30 to 35. Their health may be normal. Above 45, 50, they are having maybe some health issues. So we have to go, presuming that everybody has a health issue. The joints are very much rigid. You have to make loosen your joints. So joint loosening are fine. Then we have in our syllabus Sthulavayam and Sushmavayam. That also has to be done. We cannot teach Surya Namaskar on the first day. It has to be a gradual process. The joints are rigid. The joints has to become loosened. The joints have to become loosened. Okay. When the joints become loosened, the mobility becomes better and better. When the mobility becomes better and better, and it synchronizes with the breath, with the inhalation and exhalation, so that the flow of the oxygenated blood passes on to the entire joint and it activates the systems. The 11 systems are there, include the endocrine systems. This gets activated due to the yoga. Last time I explained you the difference between exercise and asana. Asana, very slow, steady, rhythmic, disciplined, controlled movement accompanied with the inhalation and exhalation, and feel the comfortable sthira sukhamasana prayatna shaitanya manasa. That principle that has to be followed in each and every asana. Okay. Now, so teachers coming to that lesson, then what the student, how it will be taught, and how learning will be measured. So presuming the class is having 50-50, some health issues, 40 to 45 age, some health issues, some maybe below 40, below 35, there are no health issues. So they will go to joint loosening. See the movement of the joint loosening. Some may be obese. Joint loosening को अपन ज़्यादा time लगेगा. Okay. And as days pass on, joint loosening goes on this month. Then after third day or fourth day, when the joint loosening, Sthulavayam and Sushmayam are over, you have to explain the concept of Sthulavayam and Sushmayam. Dhirendra Brahmachari, the Sthulavayam and Sushmayam has to what is Sthula and what is gross level and what is the minute level. Okay. Subtle level and this month. And how the blood flow goes to the gross level when the movements are there. Okay. Engine down and all. And so that Sthulavayam and Sushmayam. So going to that, the teachers has to see what type of students are there. After 6 days or 7 days, when this is perfectly okay, then you can start slowly the asana. Explain the concept of asana, explain the concept of the difference between asana and exercise. This should be taught. And then you go to the asana slow by slow. In asana also, you have to go to the first elementary posture, intermediate posture, and then to the final posture. Utita Dvipadasana. Utita Dvipadasana, some may not be, some may be having backache, so they may not be able to raise the leg. So the usual dimension is 45 degrees to raising the leg to 45 degrees. But some may not be able to. So it is presumed, even if they are not telling that they are having backache, with the help of your back muscle support only you are able to raise the leg in Utita Dvipadasana. So you have to see whether he is able to raise the right leg, he or she is able to raise the right leg, to what extent. Okay. As you raise the leg to 90 degrees, you will find he is not able to raise up 90 degrees. He may be able to raise up to 60, 65, 70. And 70, after 70, he has to carry the thighs to make it still further. But he may not be able to reach 90 degrees. Okay. These steps are essential for toxicatory postures. Okay. Second example is Dronasana. Okay. Dronasana is legs, head, and hand. The entire weight is on the abdomen. The entire weight is on the abdomen and buttocks. Okay. So that should be in the straight line. Now here, this is a balancing posture. So eyes need not be closed. A senior sadhak will be able to close the eyes, but a junior sadhak will not be able to close the eyes. He has to remain balanced. So he has to take the support of the hand initially, that is the elementary posture, and go to Dronasana. So this we are making the body tuned up, slowly, 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 tuned up with toxicatory postures, to better toxicatory postures, that Sarvangasana, Vipritakani Mudra, Halasana and all. Okay. Then, what are the essential? Essentials should be prepared shortly before use. Specific and detailed. Cognizance of the individual differences. Include the objective materials, needed description and procedures used. Provision for the common comments by the teacher after the lesson. So what is the essential requirement? Should be prepared shortly before use. That means either talk, it should not go directly into asana. What are the essential requirements? Specific and detailed. What are the benefits and what are the contraindications of the certain asana which you are teaching? Okay. Cognizance of the individual difference. What are the counterpose? What are the counterpose? Say for example, you're taking Paschimottanasana. Paschimottanasana forward bending. Paschim is toward the west. So Purvottanasana. Purvottanasana is your the vertebral column which is bent toward the west side should go flattened up and gets east side. So it gets relaxed up. The counter pose. Include the objective materials needed, description of the method and procedures used, provision of the for the comments by the teacher after the lesson. This includes mostly the demonstrator skill of moving to the what are the materials that is materials needed are yoga mat or Turkish towel, description of the method, how to go about the method, procedures used, provision for the comments, and now what is the need? Commitment, choosing techniques, duration, learning objectives, material that might be required. Okay. Next we have after asana we have lesson plan for pranayama and kriya. Introduction of pranayama. Now kriyas, what are the requirements of kriyas? Usually people have an allergy toward the rubber, sutra neti. Sutra neti, as per Hatha Yoga Pradipika, it is not mentioned rubber tube. Simple thread is mentioned. But in the practical sessions and all, we take rubber catheter of diameter 4 mm, 0.4 mm. Okay, 4 mm is the diameter which we use so that sutra neti. People have an allergy toward the rubber. Okay. So this has to be very slowly. After 6 months or 1 year only, this when the body gets tuned up with the asana, then only the body will be accepted toward the kriya. Okay. अरे one nose से दूसरा nose से पानी जाता है जलनिधि में. How this is possible? This is not possible. An outsider may say. But yoga sadhak when he is trained for 5-6 months, automatically the body gets tuned up and you will see the water flowing this much. Importance of the salt is also there because the osmotic pressure has to remain the same. Okay, it has equalized the osmotic pressure in Jal Niti. Okay, these are the essential requirements. So basic requirement. Then Dauti. Dauti also has plays an important part in the. So it cleans up, illuminates the Jataragni, the active fire in this month in Jal Niti. All your digestive systems and endocrine systems start functioning in this month when you go. Then after when the asanas are this much, then we go to the pranayama. Pranayama will be explaining the concept as mentioned in Atava Pradipika, Chale Vate Chale Chittam Nischalam Nischalam Bhave. That how slow, steady, rhythmic breathing should be there. You have to explain the concept of deep breathing. What is the rate of breathing? Rate of breathing a normal person does. How pranayama, asanas and pranayama reduces the rate of breathing, thereby increasing the lifespan. Okay, normal person he inhales normally in 1 minute 16 breaths, 15 to 16 breaths. Over the period of years, due to deep breathing, the volume of the air which is breathed in is 500 ml, a normal person. When you take a deep breathing by closing your right nostril and inhaling to the left, that is, you are doing the Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama. Nadi Shuddhi Pranayama strictly is not a pranayama. It is a cleansing process. It is a cleansing process. Though it seems like it is a pranayama, but it is not a pranayama. It is Nadi Shuddhi. Nadi Shuddhi. Nadi उसको शुद्धि करता है. With Nadi, Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna Nadi. Among the 74,000 nadis, there are 10 important nadis, and among the 10 important nadis, there are 3 important nadis. Ida is on the left side, left nostril. Pingala is on the right, and Sushumna is the winner, which moves around the cortex of the vertebral column. Okay. I'm not going deep into that. But these are the basic. Second thing is, in all Ashtakumbha Pranayama, as mentioned, in Mool Bandh is mandatory. Now, why Mool Bandh is mandatory? This has to be explained to the students. This I'm taking the class, presuming that why the Mool Bandh is mandatory? Because the inhaled air which is there should be expelled out through exhalation through the nose. By default, through the GI tract, it should not go down. The exhaled should not go down through the anus. The 3 openings are there. So Your mouth is closed, only your nose is open, and the third is the. So in the entire pranayama process, this should be there. Initially, while starting the pranayama, only deep breathing will be taught. The student should be accustomed for deep breathing. Okay. After having deep breathing, exhalation should be twice that of inhalation. That is, mind should be made up accordingly. खाली lecture से नहीं चलेगा. He should himself practice. Now, all asanas you can see the practice, but pranayama you cannot see the practice. The student has to visualize himself only. He has to evaluate himself only. Now, when I say twice the exhalation, twice that आँख तो बंद है, तो टाइम कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे? So the difference between two numbers should be equal. Why I am going into detail? I am explaining to the students. Students are sitting before me, so I am explaining to them. So this is the way you should teach. You should take a class. कितना different between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same ratio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 नहीं होएगा. Initially 12 नहीं होएगा. Twice the inhalation नहीं होएगा. Initially it will reach up to 6 is the inhalation. It will reach up to 7, 8, 8, 9. But it should necessarily below above 6 and below 12. Okay. As days pass on, when the practice goes on perfecting, it will reach up to 12. That means is understanding is evaluation of the pranayama is becoming better and better. Then we don't speak Bastrika and all. Bastrika we take the later stage when is other Ashtakumbha Pranayama, Surya Vedan, Ujjayi and all, everything becomes better and better. Okay. So these are the, what are the limitations and benefits? Who should not do it? That is to be also explained. इसको cold है, जिसको ये है, इसको they should not do it करके, etc. Okay. Individual practices, relaxation. After pranayama, we go for relaxation. So this is a usual 1 hour, 1.5 hour module. It should be there. The 1.5 hour module में कभी कोई शवासन नहीं होता है. But shavasana in between the asanas has to be taken. A slight rest on the posture of makarasana or lying down posture. Okay. Pranayama sitting posture. It should be on the adopting the mudra and recent research has shown that you know what is mudras, hasta mudras. Prana mudra activates the prana. Prana mudra activates the prana. These are the additional information I am giving you, which I studied, which I understand from the senior people who are doing research. That is small finger. You know, these are pancha element. Fire, index finger is the earth, then Akash, Surya, and Agni. So, index finger, thumb, small finger, and the ring finger. This should be touched. This should be the posture. The left hand, and you are using the right hand with Nasika Mudra. So in this case, when you close your eyes and do this, your flow of the prana becomes better and better. Okay, the flow of the prana becomes better and better. If this is not possible, at least in Dhyana Mudra you can sit. That also is acceptable. But better will be Prana Mudra. So start teaching the students. Students may not understand in the initial stages, but as that practice becomes better and better, you go in for this Prana Mudra. Okay. This is what I studied from the higher teachers and all. Kriya materials preparation, that also is there. Kriyas, all these have to be required. Now, Kriya should not be taught in the initial days, initial months. Once that body becomes accustomed to asanas and pranayama, then slowly their counseling has to be required. Or the contraindication, they might have heard from the doctors will tell, from right now, how it can go the water and all, you know, you should be very careful. If you have allergy, you should take the medicine and all. Okay. So that thought process has to be removed. So slowly that counseling and then they enter into Kriya. Dhyana is what Ashtanga Yoga you already studied. Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Concentrating on the object and getting involved in the object, getting involved completely in the object, which is the starting stage of Shavasana. This is starting stage of Shavasana. Omkar also plays a very important part here. Omkar, that also plays an important part. Omkar Dhyan on this relaxation, where Omkar is divided into three parts, Akar, Ukar, and Makar. akar from the waist, pelvic region to the down. In the middle part of the body, that is the abdomen and the chest cavity, we record the upper, and the makar is on the nervous system, which activates the nervous system through the process of part of the Brahmari, like the makar. Okay. Sitting arrangement, dhyana, preparation, instruction, relaxation. Now here they give sitting arrangement, but the dhyana can be done either to the lying down posture, Shavasana, or in the sitting posture, whichever is comfortable. What happens for a long time of dhyana, sitting in that, either in Padmasana or this month, there is a likelihood that they may get the ankle joint pains and all after a long time. So the dhyana gets disturbed. The concentration on the subject matter which is there gets disturbed, gets deviated. Okay. So that gets deviated. So this becomes obstruction. Lying down will not have a problem. Again, lying down should be bend on the left side or right side. Take the support on the other hand, slowly lie down. Even this should be taught while sleeping down in the night also. Okay, so that your back injury will not take place suddenly when you this one. So it should be slow, steady like that. Same posture. So relaxation. Then there are different techniques in the market. This Yoga Nidra is one of the most prominent and this one, whereby that 8-step solutions has to be understood and modified and taught to the students. Sequence of teaching. That is the sequence of teaching. Initially, why we do the prayer? Why do you do starting the prayer? बताइए वैदेही why we prayer yeah बोलो voice is getting break up to bring the mind focus concentrated on your class on your mind on your body okay focused on this one there is a one-to-one interaction between the teacher and the student the one-to-one interaction between the teacher and the student so initial omkar dhyana gayatri japam starting prayers will have a effect on the better performance of the asanas at this one. Okay. Introduction to practices. Verbal instructions and demonstrations we have seen. Okay. After the prayers. Whatever whatever stress level the previous day they had in the office work or the domestic work or whatever, that gets quietened up and getting away in this morning prayers in the Omkar chant. Personally, you will see the perform and all performance of the asanas and pranayama will depend on the starting prayers. Disturbed mind will distract the asana. A disturbed mind will distract the asana. A calm and equipoised mind will give a better result of the asana. Okay. The effect of the asanas, the effect of as mentioned in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Sirasukamasam, Prayatna Shaktilam, and Todhi, that three phrases will have a better results only if the mind becomes equipoised and focused and concentrated. Okay. So we have the advanced courses we know as the stress management courses and all, which relate the IT students and to religious stress level. Analyzing the whole performance into suitable parts of stages. Different performance, supine posture, abdomen related, then sitting postures, standing postures. Okay, suitable parts of stages. We do Tadasana immediately. We don't do Parvatasana. Okay, Tadasana standing. So we try to cover the standing postures. Then we come to sitting postures. Then students individual time availability that is to be looked into. Because students को जल्दी their office time or domestic work may be held up. That's why they have to go. Morning, these ladies have the kitchen work, so they have to go early. So the timings are adjusted accordingly. Okay. Group practices under the guidance of teacher. Detection and correction of mistakes in the performance. When the class is taken for any asana, if there is a mistake, that mistake has to be taught after the asana is over. By going to the student, these are the performance, this mistake should be not be carried out next when you do it. Okay. Please remember this mistake in the mind so that you will do better performance the next time when he does it. Or usually you can do twice. We repeat the process twice. So first time there is a mistake, then second time he or she may not commit it. Okay. Detection and correction of mistakes in the former. Giving instruction with the emphasis on salient points. Bhujangasana, Shalabhasana, how it activates the cervical part and how the Shalabhasana activates the lower and the sacrum part, which is fused bones. Okay. And the lumbar part, how the lumbar muscles get uh, modified and very tightened and get loosened up for a better performance. Okay. Repeat the demonstration with clear explanation on the various stages involved. Okay. Sthiti, going to the posture, how to go to the posture. After reaching the posture, close the eyes, do the normal breathing. It's allowed to do the normal breathing. And when you want to come out of the posture, open your eyes and slowly come out. Retention in the posture with the maximum, the normal inhalation is going on. The flow of the oxygenated blood will be maximum during that process. Going to the process, going to the asana will be through inhalation. Reaching the asana will be closing the eyes and do the normal breathing. At that time, the flow of the blood takes place maximum to the extended parts which is there. Okay. With clear explanation. Repeat the practice for the weaker students. Weaker students will have this one, especially those who are having health issues or obesity. So many things. Joint arthritis, very common among the ladies. Okay. Complete rest in Shavasana. Sum up in questions and answers. Shavasana may not, the 1.5 hour capsule may not be sufficient for Shavasana. Shavasana takes, Yoga Nidra may takes 25 to 30 minutes. So that will not be sufficing in the daily class. So you can take once in a week. When I take the class, I take once in a week. Sum up the points and leave the question and answers for the students. So this is my lesson plan sequence of teaching this month. Starting with the prayer, asana and joint loosening, asanas and all. Joint loosening you can stop after 7 days, then go to the asanas. When the asanas are perfect, the pranayama can be better. When all this is perfect, go for shavasana and relaxation. Okay. Now coming to this side, coming as an instructor, teacher and evaluator. The level 3 evaluator is that you have to evaluate the yoga class also. Okay. So what is the most important thing? Assessment of a yoga class. Yoga Institute and yoga class is different. What we are teaching the Thane Institute of Yoga is this. Thane Institute of Yoga. Thane is not yoga class we say. When you do the practical session, that is the yoga class. When you take the practical session, that is a yoga class. Okay. Postural alignment, breathing pattern, followed by maintain a gradual progression towards muscle. These are the steps. Okay. Awareness. Most important is awareness. In exercise, we are not aware of a posture, whereas in yoga, we are aware of the posture. Awareness is the most important point in the practical session. Okay. Yoga mein awareness is there. The blood is flowing. You are moving the neck. You are moving the lower part. Yes, you are aware of it. The flow of the blood is going on.
It is
Yeah.
it is integral part of yoga awareness. The awareness of point, the awareness of linear, the awareness of structural. That's why the body awareness, breathing awareness, everything is going on because of the meditation is that part of awareness.
Now we come to the measurement, assessment, and evaluation. Assessment 10.12 it is. What
इसके
is
पहले
measurement?
इनको पूछ लो ना क्या कुछ क्वेश्चंस है क्या
बोलो yes madam, you are ultimately going to be a teacher and evaluator madam, so you have to assess the class also, you have to assess the students also. Bolo, then I will go forward. Vijay, I want Raksha, I want interaction, then only will come to know where we stand, where we also come to know where you stand if you ask the questions. Okay, please बताइए
Sir,
बताइए
today morning we have discussed the same.
इधर मॉर्निंग क्लास में
मॉर्निंग क्लास में हमारा यही हो रहा था. मैं अभी ये वैद्य को वही बोलने वाला था कि आपका क्वेश्चन बलराम सर को भी पूछो तो उनका क्वेश्चन, उसका आंसर या उसका जो दृष्टिकोण है या उत्तर है वो अलग से होगा. क्योंकि वो जो है थोड़ा सा हायर स्टेज के ऊपर एक्सपीरियंस्ड पर्सन है. यू कैन आस्क.
कम ऑन भाई जी. या
अरे नहीं सर, मतलब we were discussing the posture alignment.
हाँ.
कि it's a necessary part of yoga. If your posture alignment is not perfect, that means you are not doing it very correctly. So that means you are not gonna get the same benefit as per the described ones.
Yeah.
तो मतलब हाँ, तो we were discussing that and
Yes.
So what do you think about this? Alignment of people or the practitioner is most important thing, or the status of that
sir,
person?
my point of view was that you should correct them even if they are not able to do that.
Yeah.
Don't encourage them to doing in the wrong way.
हाँ हाँ,
That was my point.
ये सही है, ये सही है, ये सही है,
Correct.
ये
उनका posture ठीक नहीं हो रहा, तो please don't encourage them by
हाँ
मतलब
हाँ
telling
हाँ,
them कि you are doing
अभी
correctly.
अभी ठीक है, अभी ठीक है। हाँ,
Correct.
तो अभी बलराम सर का अभी देखते हैं क्या है।
See, mistakes are bound to get happen in the initial stages. Mistakes are to be rectified in the gradual stages during the progress. You can't. There will be mistake. A obese person will not be able to do as a person with a normal body. Okay, a obese person will have problems. अभी obese person को बोलेगा तुम पैर raise करो, he will not be able to raise to 45 degrees. Whereas a normal person will be able to raise to 45 degrees. What a difference. Obese. A person with arthritis, a obese person is more likely to get arthritis than a normal person. He may get early arthritis also at the age of 40 also because of obesity. You all of you know what is BMI, body mass index. It ranges between 18 to 25. Weight in kilogram divided by height in meter square. Okay, and it should be between the 18 to 25. Anything about 27, 28 is lead to obesity. 30 is very high obese. Okay, obesity leads to many health issues. So first is obese person always ask how to reduce the weight. He thinks by gymnasium and all. Yes, that is one concept, but that we cannot tell here. But through yoga, how we can reduce it. So more of joint loosening will be required. For him, Stula and Sushma will be required for a longer period for obese person. Okay. So initially, when he is with the class, after 7 days or 8 days also, he will not be able to perform. Mistakes are bound to happen in the obese person. Mistakes are also bound to happen with a health issues problem. Person with a heart rate, heart problem, person with a GI problem, etc. Okay. So that problems are there. Madam, Pooja madam, any questions please? Yeah.
सर मुझे यही पूछना कि स्थिरम सुखम आसनम अकॉर्डिंग टू आवर कैपेसिटी इज बेस्ट।
Our capacity, yes. Yes, our capacity. अपना capacity का ऊपर जो है.
यही चीज स्थिर सुखम आसनम जो बता रहे हैं, वही चीज स्वामी समर्थाराम सूरी भी बता रहे हैं। यथाशक्ति निरंतरम, यथा शक्ति, एज पर योर कैपेसिटी, बट द गोल इज परफेक्शनिस्ट। जो वैदेही बोल रही है कि परफेक्शनिस्ट होना चाहिए, पोस्चर अलाइनमेंट होना चाहिए, बट जो लिमिटेशन है उसको पार करके आगे बढ़ना है। ओके, चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं अभी बलराम सर।
Okay. This concept has to be remembered and has to be told to the students very clearly. As the progress takes place of the asanas after 1 month or 2 months, the retention power, the asana, the sthirata will become better and better. Okay, he'll be able to initially he'll be able to retain 1 or 2 breaths. After 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months, the breath retention breath rate will be 4 to 5 breaths. Okay, that means the flow will be better. Okay, that leads to perfection. Okay, now what is measurement, assessment, and evaluation? Process of estimating the values, that is like time, temperature, weight, length, etc. Okay, compared with the standard quantities that are of same time. Okay. Assessment refers to a wide variety of methods used to evaluate the measures and document. It is a process of systematically gathering information. Assessment. Measurement is the process of estimating values, that is time, temperature, weight, length, etc. compared with the standard quantities that are of same time. That means environment. Abhi, if you are doing in the northern part of India, the Himalayas, Rishikesh and all, then we require more of pranayama at a higher level. Okay, more of pranayama required. Whereas if you go down, more of laborers, what they require? More of asanas. Okay, more of asanas. Okay, pranayama has to be there, but more concentrated on the asanas, more focused on the asanas. Time, temperature, weight, length, weight I told, obesity and normal person, length, etc. compared with the standard quantities that are of same time. तो क्लास में वो बोला obesity and normal person with health issues, so that time difference will be there of reaching to the perfection stage. Okay. Assessment, preferring the wide variety of methods used to evaluate, measures and document. It is a process of systematically gathering information. How will you assess and evaluate the student? Okay. We know अभी एक obese person को देख के टीचर को मालूम ना मानता है, it will take time for him to reach up to the perfection level. Person with health issues will have to come to the normal stage of performing the asana. So इस contraindication जो है उसको कमती होना मांगता है, then only able to reach to a certain asana. Person will having fracture problem, fractures. It's coming out of the fracture. Slowly उसका जो physical movement has to be better and better. तो physical movement तो उसको जो डॉक्टर्स ने, ऑर्थोपेडिक सर्जन्स ने या असिस्टेंट्स might have told you perform, अभी एक लेग का ये हो गया या नी को ये फ्रैक्चर हो गया, that is fractured, he is coming out of the fracture. तो उनको टाइम में बॉडी का ऊपर का पार्ट को अपन आसन करने को बोलेगा, you not be able to do it because he is only in a sitting posture, lying down में उसको थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा. ओके, सो उसको क्या करेगा, उसको when he is completely out of the plaster, slowly इनको slowly leg का मूवमेंट करेंगे by sitting in the chair. He'll try to move his leg slowly. We couple with inhalation and this will take a long time. उनको दूसरा स्टूडेंट के साथ नहीं बिठा सकते, समझा? This is the assessment. This is an assessment. We know approximately depending on the fracture. It is a hairline fracture, a deep fracture है क्या? Okay. Second is bypass surgery किया है, heart elements है. So minimum 3 months or 4 months तो मांगता ही है उसको to be not performing only this. We slowly start with Nadi Shuddha pranayama. Slowly start with pranayama. Okay. Only initial stage of pranayama. Then go in for Surya Bendam pranayama. See the performance. He has to evaluate. Then slowly when his body gets better and better, and the breathing rate becomes better and better, make a pathological test also before the start. See the parameters are okay. Then the doctor to get a parameter after 1 month or 2 months. In case of a heart patient. Okay. Then if the parameters are perfectly okay within the white blood particles, leukocytes and erythrolytes, see whether they are in the parameters, and then you go in for the normal asana. That also the elementary stage. Okay. Evaluation, broader terms that refers to all methods used to find out what happens as a result of using a specific practice. Specific practice. Abhi say for example, IT students or IT those are working in IT, they will have two issues in the health issues. What are the two health issues? One is the cervical, second is the eyes. Continuously visualizing the computer, that also browsing the internet and all. The color rays which are there, it affects the eyes. That's why we see the smaller children, they wear the specs also at a very young age. Mobile and this one. Mobile में A game, O game, all color rays are emitted. That color rays are caught by the optic nerves. So उनका number बढ़ जाता है. Same thing happens to the IT service sector, where the entire concentration on the project which is there, whereby nearly 40 to 50 times the internet has to be opened up, which attract this advertisement and color rays will move up, and that also affects the eyes. Okay. So two types of problem, mostly cervical problem, neck problem they are not doing, so they should be advised to do the neck exercises immaterial whether they are coming to the class or not. All Bhujangasana has to be told to do neck movement, sidewards bending, upward bending, movement of the neck, rotation of the neck. This has to be told to the IT service sector in your class. Okay. Immaterial whether we take in the class or not. Every day we may not be taking. Okay. We may take twice in a week. But they are to be told in the morning when you come to the class, this has to be done. And second advice to the students will be the IT sector will be during the office, they should go to the wash basin and splash their eyes. Get away from the computer after half an hour. We yoga teachers advise all this IT sector. Half an hour, go to your boss, discuss the matter, anything, whatever you want. Okay. Or go to the washroom, splash your eyes. That is meant. So that will give a relief to the neck, which is always on this position, like this or like this. Okay. You understand the physiological, what are the side effects of it when the person sits on that. You have to analyze on that point of view. Okay. That is the evaluation process. Assessment through test, examination, or just class performance. Principles, reliability, validity, and relevance. How far it is reliable, how far the test will be reliable, how far it will be validated, relevance, and this much. See, after the Modi government has come, they have introduced the International Day of Yoga. That is giving a boost to the non-students who are not doing yoga and all. By maintaining a common yoga protocol, that gives a warming up in this much. So students will so like that many people, many population of the country has moved into yoga. This International Day of Yoga globally has also attracted a lot of students to yoga. Okay, these are this much. Validity and relevance. Formative assessment, it provides the feedback and information during instruction and process while learning is taking place. One is to identify areas that may need improvement. Okay. Formative is a feedback while learning is taking place. Then after the process, we have to have the feedback from the students. We usually take the feedback on the seminar and all, we take the feedback and we give the marks allocation. 1, 2, 3, 4. They have to take. 1 will be very weak, 5 will be very best. Okay, according to that to take where we stand. So on the learning process, on the demonstration process, on the skill of the teacher. So that's why how the formative assessment takes place is to that may need. Now, what are the steps to be improved upon? What are the steps to be improved upon? Some may give demonstrator less marks. That means demonstration has to be improved. Some may give the teaching skill has to be improved. Okay. In-depth examples has to be given. Okay. So that we get a feedback on students. 25 students are there. 5 to 6 students may give you about the teaching. Okay. So that assessment has to be given. So this is the way assessment has to be given. I think in the one of the lessons, I think there are the mark allocations are there during the assessment is there. Okay. That assessment gives the feedback to the teachers, to the class, that where we stand, how we are going to go about it. Okay. Now, what are types of formative observation? Observation during class, assignments, question and answer session. The question and answer sessions will give us a feedback what the students has absorbed from the class, where he stands. Sometimes I ask the senior student, the junior student has come, please explain the benefit of Bhujangasana. They're doing Bhujangasana, fine. Please explain to the new student. So, major benefit, what it is. I repeat, all these asanas has 3 effects: local, associated, and central nervous system. Asanas has a central nervous system effect. Okay. In case of Bhujangasana, the local is the cervical part and Lower back is the associated part, back muscle, that is lumbar spine and all, associated part. And when you enter into Sthira Sukhamasana, at that state, the relaxation takes place, the flow of the blood goes to the maximum, oxygen to the blood, the relaxation takes place. Okay. LAC, remember this principle of local association central nervous system. Observation during class, assignments, question and answer sessions. Okay. Question and answer session, we have to ask the students themselves, those are practices. But this should be asked after 1 month or 2 months of complete practices. Complete practices. Every day is prayers are important. Every day the performance will be better and better. And it should reach to the optimum level. Okay. Question and answer session, conference and group classes discussion, etc. Summative assessment is done after the learning is completed. This is during the process of 1 month or 2 months. After the process is completed, detailed question and answers will be taking place. We will come to know by question and answers what is the advantage. We will come to know where we stand, whether all teaching is perfect or not at a teacher's end. We come to know the students' incapacity, students' weakness, the strength and the weakness, where it is at, where we have gone wrong. So that evaluation has to take place, that calculation has to take place, and accordingly the plan has to be revised. Sometimes, depending upon the weak students in the class, we'll have to take again the process. Again, you have to go and explain till they reach the perfection stage. Okay. Types of examination, term papers, projects, performance, etc. Okay. This is in case of examination, term paper. See, students who are coming to a yoga class, this examination is out of question. They just want to maintain their health and physiological well-being. Okay. So this is usually, suppose we are taking, tomorrow we are taking examinations, or after 15 days we are going to the examinations on the practical. Okay. Teachers training course, yes, examination they take. But when you take an ordinary yoga class where the sadhaks come for maintaining their health, that time this examination will not be much important with that. Okay. But papers, now here, see, term papers and projects and performance. This is in case of a usual examination, usual theory examination. YCB classes, we take the model papers. That is, we come to know where you stand before going for the examination. We just have barabar. Huh? Yes. That is here the term papers come. By solving the model papers, you come to know where we stand. Whether we can send a student, that also we decide. Whether we have to send a student in this month. वो फेल हो गया क्या तो हम लोग को प्रॉब्लम हो जाए दो दे में भी गुड इन प्रैक्टिकल बट रिमेंबर ऑल
ये
माय
तो ये सर ये तो बहुत आगे वाले हैं, योगा मास्टर है, इन लोगों ने तो पूरा असाइनमेंट ऐसा करना है कि प्रेजेंटेशन करना है, मॉक एग्जाम लेना है, ये लोग तो लेवल 3 से भी आगे है। लेकिन ये कुछ धक्का मार मार के भी नहीं हो रहा है, आप थोड़ा धक्का मारो इनको।
धक्का मारेगा ना धक्का मारेगा यस यस मॉडल पेपर जैसे विल डू इट नो प्रॉब्लम and mostly or this is mostly 90% 95% the results are there. Okay. Assessment of the yoga institute, location, infrastructure of the class, based on the type of teaching, practice of the class, asana, kriya, meditation, philosophy. Communication, languages used. It should be languages with a local language or Hindi. Safety methods, props and other facilities. Safety method, props and external are used in either BK Iyengar, you can see the various institute, BK Iyengar, they use the various props to reach up to the posture. Review form, Shlokas, Sutras, Asan. A basic idea of Patanjali Yoga Sutra and Hatha Yoga Pradipika has to be mentioned. Definition of pranayama as mentioned in Hatha Yoga Pradipika. 1 minute. 1 minute. Yeah. Pare.
അവന്റെ ബർത്ത്ഡേ അല്ലേ 40th ബർത്ത്ഡേ ഇന്നത്തെ रवि के लिए हैप्पी बर्थडे भेजा था ना ऐसा उसको भी भेजना है
अरे
as early as possible. तो कभी तुम अभी बाहर इधर भागने वाला है कितने बजे?
പിന്നെ പറയാം ഓക്കെ
എപ്പോഴാ പോണേന്ന് പുറത്തുനിന്ന് ആകിയേ ഞാനിത് മറന്നിരിക്കുക ഇപ്പൊ വേഷം കെട്ടിങ്ങിൽ ഇരിക്കണ്ടല്ലോ.
ഞാൻ വൈകുന്നേരം ഇപ്പൊ എവിടെ പോകണം ബോറിനിൽ പോകണം ബോറിനിലെ കേസിൽ പോകണം ഓക്കെ ചില പിന്നെ പറയാം ഞാൻ കാണിച്ചോളാം ഓക്കെ യു ആർ ഏബിൾ ടു ഹിയർ മീന ഹലോ സോറി ആസൻ ക്രിയ മെഡിറ്റേഷൻ സേഫ്റ്റി മെത്തേഡ്സ്
ഞാൻ എപ്പോഴാ പുറത്തേക്ക് വരുന്നേ?
ഇപ്പൊ 10 മിനിറ്റിൽ
ചെയ്യാം.
review from the slokas, sutras, asanas, kriyas, or charts, library access, students with different backgrounds, etc. Okay, this is an assessment of a yoga institute done by an external, not by a teacher. How the class is going on. Okay, he has to come for 2-3 days, then he has to evaluate the institute. Okay, I think we have covered up the most of this. Yes. 10.1 to 10.15 विजय सर कंप्लीट झालेला आहे. Any question answers please? Sorry if there could not be a continuous flow the previous day. There was a break. I'm sorry for it because of the busy this month. Any question answers please?